All right, race fans, let's recap a big Sunday afternoon here at Delaware Park. It was Delaware Handicap Day, the 88th running of the historic Grade 3 $400,000 Delaware Handicap. Some of the best older filly and mares in the country are in that race. We also have the Wilmington and the Battery Park Stakes. Big 10 race card. We were off the turf on Sunday. A lot of rain on Saturday night, so we had 3 big turf fields that came off the turf. Handle was still pretty good. We were a little shy of $3 million for the day, so that's not bad considering we were off the turf. All right, let's get right to it. Race 1 kicks off the action. We were on a muddy track all afternoon for all 10 races. We were on a muddy track. Race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5. We had that carryover going into the early pick 5 today of over 23,000, and then they bet nearly 200,000 new money into the early pick 5 on Sunday. Race 1's a nice 5,000 starter allowance optional, claiming 8,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, going a mile 70 yards on a muddy track. Let's go to the voice of Delaware Park, Josh Brown, with the call of Sunday's opener.
Away and running. Good speed in the center of the track for King of Hollywood. That one is joined by KBC later and Majestic Tiger. Looking at Roses, breaks sharp today in that 4th place position, and Bird King rides that rail. Catatumbo is in front of 3 rivals early, and up the inside trying to save ground of the early mix is Crab Cakes and Beer. That one is teamed up with Last Romance, and Ascendance is the last one past the 6.5. So KBC later is at the head of the group and shows the way by only 3/4 of a length. King of Hollywood right there applying the heat in that 2nd place position. Looking at Roses is deep on the track, a clear-cut 3rd, and Majestic Tiger rides the muddy rail to 4th. Catatumbo's a length and a tail off of that rival in 5th, and Bird King with the red cap is situated in 6th. Ascendance is making a bold middle move, Last Romance tacking on to that, and Crab Cakes and Beer is last of all. Down to the 4 they go. KBC later trying to see this through, but has company today. King of Hollywood's applying the heat. Looking at Roses wide both turns. Catatumbo's coming alive in a great big way. Majestic Tiger stays glued towards the rail. Here's the 5/16 pole, and a good battle continues to brew. Looking at Roses on the far outside. King of Hollywood's in for the fight. KBC later sticking around and as tough as nails too. Majestic Tiger's behind a wall of speed, and they're into the stretch. And looking at Roses with this long grind on the far outside, finally hits the front. The rail's wide open, and here comes Majestic Tiger with a rail blitz. They're inside the final furlong, and looking at Roses clinging on by 1. Majestic Tiger loomed and flattened out. Late on the scene is Ascendance along with Catatumbo, but looking at Roses is clear, and the favorites got it done. Looking at Roses has won it. Majestic Tiger was 2nd, Ascendance was 3rd, Catatumbo was 4th.
The 9-year-old veteran Looking at Roses gets back to his best stride on Sunday, and the 9-year-old son of Preakness winner Looking at Lucky picks up his 18th lifetime win. He's now made about $500,000 in career earnings. Looking at Roses went off at 2-1 and wins for Travin Stables and trainer Lupe Preciado. Nice ride there by our 2nd leading jockey of the meet, Julio Hernandez, on Looking at Roses, who went off at 2-1 and paid $6.20 to win race 1. Let's take a look at race 2. We kick off the early pick 4 in race 2. They bet over 18,000 into the early pick 4 in the 2nd race. We're going 6 furlongs on the muddy going. Nice first level allowance condition for 2-year-olds. Let's check out the action from race 2.
Away and running. Good speed today from Tough Guy Tony. Prontino Mano is also chiming in, and Lundy Loot is right there in between rivals in 3rd, and Follow the Fellow came away a handy 4th. Deep on the track, Santini tries to move in from last and claims 5th just like that, and Sir Newton's Laws is going to be caught very wide. Foul Mouse in front of 1, and Too Good to Sell protects the inside. 4 furlongs from the money, and Tough Guy Tony shows the way, but had to work hard to get to that lead as Lundy Loot's right behind in second. Prontino Mano is stacking him up 3 across the track with 3 furlongs left to go. Follow the Fellow comes under a heavy drive. Santini's catching the eye but has nowhere to go. Sir Newton's Law is deep on the track. Foul Mouth second last. Too Good to Sell whips him in. Past the quarter pole they roll, and Lundy Loot tries to take charge. Tough Guy Tony hanging tough indeed. And Santini is warming up to the job. Follow the Fellow rides the rail. And now Tough Guy Tony has repelled the challenge of Lundy Loot inside the final 150 yards. Tough Guy Tony, the second choice on the board, has rolled away from the opposition and has won it by over 2. Lundy Loot was second, Sir Newton's Laws was third, and Santini was fourth.
Good looking win there by Tough Guy Tony. The 2-year-old colt by Maximus Mischief picks up his second career win from 3 starts. Wins for LC Racing LLC and trainer Butch Reed Jr. Nice ride there. Alicia Ruiz on Tough Guy Tony, who went off at 7-2 in the colt by Maximus Mischief, paid $9.20 to win race 2. Let's take a look here at the third race. The third race would kick off a pick 5. We had a carryover, a little over 9,000 for the pick 5 starting race 3. They would bet over 87,000 new money into this pick 5. We're going 6 furlongs, beaten, claiming 5,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in race 3.
Away and running. Slow to go was Bustin' Loose. Good speed from Immense Faith up the inside. There goes Alpha Company to strike the top. And now a new leader, Amusing Mischief. So Amusing Mischief comes away with the outright lead. Immense Faith and Alpha Company are right there too. And Prom Night came away a handy 4th. Norfie rides the rail in 5th. And Fight Fiercely is also amongst the first division. There's a second division back to Prom Night, who's near the back half of the field. Up the inside bookmarker heads to Midnight Getaway and Bustin' Loose is last of all. Around the turn they go. Amusing Mischief now built up a 3-length lead, but now Prom Night's on the prowl in that second place position, and here comes Prom Night after Amusing Mischief. Up the rail, Alpha Company shares third, and they turn to the top of the stretch. Amusing Mischief continues to hug that corner and shot away by 4 open lengths. Prom Night is trying to hold on to second. Nobody's really making an impression from the back of the pack, including late speed from Fight Fiercely and Keeping It Country inside the 16th pole. Amusing Mischief's a leg-weary leader, but holding everyone at bay. Amusing Mischief has won it. Second goes to Keeping It Country over Fight Fiercely, and Prom Night was 4th.
Big win for the Karen Wagner barn. They claimed the 6-year-old son of Into Mischief last out for $10,000 when he came off the layoff. He didn't run very well the race they claimed him out of. They drop him to the beat nickel first off the claim. He wins big. He didn't get claimed. They still have him. Now he's eligible for starter allowance races. Looks like he found new life as a sprinter on the main track. Carol Sedania was off all her mounts today due to a spill at the Meadowlands last night. The update I got on her today was she has a wrist injury and some other vertebrae injuries, but she was moving all of her extremities today. She was awake and conscious and in good spirits. We certainly wish Carol Sedania well. We hope she has a speedy recovery, and hopefully it's not that serious and the doctors can fix her up. So we didn't have Carol today. We hope she's doing well. Angel Cruz picked up the winning mount here on Amusing Mischief. He rode the horse well, so nice ride there by Cruz. The 6-year-old went off at 19-1 and paid $40.60. Amusing Mischief, now a 4-time winner. Congratulations to all the winning connections there. Misfit Farms LLC and Larry Metz, the owner of Amusing Mischief, a big winner in race 3. Let's take a look at the 4th race. The 4th race would kick off the middle pick 4. We had a carryover in the middle pick 4, over 11,000. They bet over 134,000 new money into the middle pick 4. We're going a mile, 70 yards on the muddy going. Nice 5,000 starter allowance. Optional claiming 8,000 for filly and mares 3 and up. Let's see what happens here in race 4.
Away and running. Slow to go was Vodka Teeny. Blazing speed from Extremely Gruntled and Saltamonte's Diva. And More Ransom ducks to the outside for a clear shot of the both of them. Shigeko came away a cozy fourth, and right next to that one is Recognize Me. Those are the first five as they splash through the first turn, and Lady Dominance is up the inside to be passed by Vodkatini, and Sandpiper Memories is on hold. 6 furlongs to go, and Extremely Gruntled shows them the way, and it's a length and a half at best. Saltamonte's Diva had to yield that second place position to More Ransom, who has no excuses today. Recognize Me is deep on the track, and Shigeko is right there with a charmed run if good enough with 5 furlongs to go. Vodkatini goes wide, Lady Dominance rides the rail, and Sandpiper Memory still last of all. They just passed the 4.5, and Extremely Gruntled continues to lead. The second longest shot on the board shows the way by 1. More Ransom continues to shadow every single step that she has, and coming under a drive is Shigeko in third and responds sweetly. Around the turn they go. More Ransom takes the lead from Extremely Gruntled, and Shigeko comes under a heavy drive and will soon claim second. Trying to close into it is Recognize Me, and nothing from Saltamonte's Diva. Here's the quarter pole. More Ransom continues to lead. Shigeko continues to chase. The favorites are 1-2, and Vodkatini closes on the far outside. They're homeward bound now, and More Ransom slipping away by 4 open lengths. Shigeko is chasing hard, and closing on the far outside is Sandpiper Memories. Inside the 16th pole, More Ransom holding on to a 3-length lead. Shigeko continues the chase, but plays second fiddle to More Ransom. Shigeko finished second. Up the inside was Lady Dominance for third, and Vodkatini was fourth.
More Ransom wins for our leading trainer, Jamie Nass, and leading jockey, Jamie Rodriguez. A nice win there for the Nest Barn, and Jamie Rod, 6-year-old mare by Runaway and Hyde, picked up her 10th lifetime win. She's still going strong. She's now made over $250,000 with this win. She went off at 2-1 and paid $6.40 to win race 4. Congratulations to Madison Avenue Racing, Morris, and Jagger Inc. there with a big win for More Ransom in race 4. Let's take a look here at the 5th race. Race 5 would be off the turf on the main track on the muddy going. It's a nice maiden special weight for 3-year-olds and upward. We would start a pick 5 in race 5. The carryover was over $17,000. They would bet over $142,000 new money into the pick 5 starting in race 5. Let's check out the action from the 5th.
Away and running. It was a good start for the Comac kid, but Tennebar is going to keep that one company, and up the inside, Dr. Merciless trying to sneak through and strike the front and will have the lead. The early advantage goes to Dr. Merciless. Chasing is the Comac kid and Tennebar in that second and third place position, and riding the rail is Eternal Mischief into fourth. On the outside, Toro Jr. is in that 5th place position, and quite a separation back to Rhythm and Blues and Mr. Fantastico, and Wyoming Class already got a reminder to stay on the speed, but Dr. Merciless makes a break for it down the back of the track and leads by 2, but Tennebar is right there on a very cozy hold in that 2nd place position. In the green cap, Toro Jr. engages the Comac kid for that 3rd place position, and Eternal Mischief now is in that 4th place position. Rhythm and Blues is getting closer to the top 5. Second to last is Mr. Fantastico, and Wyoming Class is still last of all. So Dr. Merciless calls it a day, and Tennebar comes calling for the lead. Toro Jr. takes the fight to that rival in second, and on the outside closing in is Rhythm and Blues. Eternal Mischief battles on bravely, and Mr. Fantastico picks off one, and Wyoming Class is closing in a great big way. Here's the quarter pole for a stagnant leader. Toro Jr. kicks away by 3/4 of a length, but the oncoming strides of Wyoming Class has all this momentum in the blue cap, and Wyoming Class in a blink of an eye went to worst to first. They're in the stretch, and Wyoming Class has put this field to sleep. Rhythm and Blues chasing in second, battling on is Toro Jr. and Eternal Mischief, but Wyoming Class with a dazzling kick in the stretch has one power down to be Rhythm and Blues. Then came Eternal Mischief and Toro Jr.
Big come from behind win by Wyoming class. The 4-year-old colt by Classic Empire breaks his maiden in his 5th career start. He wins a nice maiden special weight for owner breeder Jeremiah Kane and winning trainer Benny Perkins Jr. Nice ride there by Julio Hernandez, who picked up his 2nd win of the day. Wyoming class went off at 2-1 and paid $640 to win race 5. If you hit the early pick 5, congratulations. It paid well. It paid $3,775.65. You had 3 $6 winners, a $9 winner. You had to have that big $40 winner in race 3. That's what gave you the big payout on the early pick 5 of over $3,700. So congratulations if you had that, and congratulations to all the winning connections of Wyoming class. Let's take a look here at race 6 as we would kick off the stakes action in race 6. It's the $100,000 Wilmington Stakes for 3-year-olds and upward, going 6 furlongs on the muddy going. This race would kick off the late pick 5. They bet nearly $49,000 into the late pick 5 in the Wilmington. Let's check out the action here from race 6.
Away and running. Good speed from Silver Slugger today. And there's Super Chow chiming in. And Comedy Town is right there too. Ninja Warriors deep on the course. My Buddy B has a hot pace to chase. And that one was passed by Showstopper Copper. So Silver Slugger tears away from the opposition. He leads by 3/4 of a length. But hot on the chase on the far outside. Here comes the first move from Showstopper Copper, who now lands 2nd. On the far outside, Ninja Warrior has the run of the race. Comedy Town stays at that rail to no avail as of yet. Super Chow's picked off 1, and My Buddy B still last of all. Here's the 5/16 pole, and Silver Slugger gets after and shows the way by only a dwindling neck. Showstopper Copper right there chasing in 2nd, and Ninja Warrior 3 across the track as they turn for home in the Wilmington Stakes. And Ninja Warrior confronts Silver Slugger at the top of the stretch. Showstopper Copper is grudgingly giving way, and late on the scene is My Buddy B. Here's the final furlong, drifting in with Silver Slugger. Ninja Warrior's in for the fight. Silver Slugger's run a huge race today, and Silver Slugger wins the Wilmington Stakes over Ninja Warrior, Showstopper Copper, and My Buddy B.
Big win by Silver Slugger in the Wilmington Stakes. A 5-year-old son of Cairo Prince picks up his 9th lifetime win. He's made a bunch of money. Now he's made about, close to $300,000 in career earnings as he wins the Wilmington Stakes for Victoria's Ranch in Trainawannaville. Nice ride there, Sonny Leone on Silver Slugger, who went off at 2-1 and paid $6 to win the Wilmington Stakes. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 would kick off the late pick 4. We're off the turf in race 7. Nice first level allowance for filly mares 3 and up, going a mile and a 16th. Let's check out the action here from race 7.
Away and running. Good speed today from Sophie's Cruiser. Deep on the track is Moon Cash, and also tap for some speed is Utopia Rose. The rail belongs to 5 aside. Morg's World backs off the speed, and Bottled Rocket would have to pass them all. Around the tree-line shadows that make up the first turn run, and the outright lead belongs to Sophie's Cruiser. On a mission to stick and stay, leads by almost 3. 5 aside is a joint 2nd, and Moon Cash is going to test that rival as they exit the first turn. Utopia Rose is in hand in that 4th place position, a gap of 1 back to Morg's World, who starts to get closer despite 5 paths deep, and Bottle Rocket's at the back of the pack. So Sophie's Cruiser is nice and relaxed on the front end, calls the shots by a length and a quarter. Moon Cash is right there, hounding the leader every step of the way in 2nd, and 5 aside has no excuses despite this pace being very slow for the backstretch run. Utopia Rose is in that 4th place position with 4 furlongs to go. Morg's World coming under a heavy drive, and nothing yet from Bottle Rocket. They turn again, and Sophie's Cruiser continues to lead. The heavy favorites on the march. 5 aside has to pick off about a half a length, and Moon Cash is in 3rd as they get towards the quarter pole. Julio Hernandez takes a look back on Sophie's Cruiser, and this one is cruising right along, leads by 1. 5 aside with the money on needs to do a little bit better. Moon Cash is in 3rd, a distant 4th is Bottle Rocket as they turn for home. Sophie's Cruiser continues to lead. 5 aside continues this long long, steady grind on the far outside. Sophie's Cruiser, unwavering on the front end, leads 3/4 of a length. 5 aside, grinding it out, but just couldn't get past at the 16th pole. Sophie's Cruiser's got it. Sophie's Cruiser prevails. 5 aside was second, Mooncash was third, Bottle Rocket was fourth.
The speedy Sophie's Cruiser goes coast to coast to win race 7. Congratulations to owner, breeder, Sugarland Thoroughbreds and trainer Brett Brinkman. Sophie's Cruiser gives jockey Julio Hernandez his 3rd win of the day. And now the 4-year-old filly by Catalina Cruiser, a 2-time winner. She's made about $150,000, probably a little bit more than that. She went off at 7-2 and paid $9.40 to win race 7. If you played the pick 5 that started race 3 and ended with race 7 and you hit that, congratulations, that paid well. It paid $3,796.50. So Sophie's Cruiser, a big winner there in race 7. Let's get to the big feature of the entire year. Race 8 is the historic running of the Grade 3 Delaware Handicap, $400,000 purse. This is the 88th edition of the Delcap. We're going 9 furlongs on the muddy going. This race would kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Scratch the 1 Gun Song and the 7 Margie's Intention. They both decided to run in the Grade 2 Beldame a couple days ago. Gun Song won the Beldame and Margie's Intention was 3rd in the Beldame, but still a very talented field of 5 filly mares in the Delcap. Let's see what happens in the Sunday feature.
Away and running. A touch slow is Queen of Missoula. Good speed against the rail for Dazzling Move. Right there too is Majestic Oops, and they set the very soft tone in the Delaware Handicap. And not far behind is Runaway Diva with a lap to go. Regaled has 1 beaten, and Queen of Missoula off the lengthy layoff is last of all. So up and around the first turn they go. Dazzling Move is kicked away from the opposition already in the 3 path and shows the way by 4. Majestic Oops is right there on a patient hold in that 2nd place position, and Runaway Diva is under some pent-up power too. There's a gap of a length and a half back to Queen of Missoula, and Regal is trying to pick off that rival. 5.5 furlongs to go in the Delcap, and this is number 88, and Dazzling Move has it all its own way, and she shows the way by 3.5 to 4 expanding lengths. Majestic Oop under now a little bit of a loose rein to keep going to that 2nd place position, and Runaway Diva's in 3rd. There's been no twist to the plot amongst the top 3. Regal is picked off 1, and Queen of Missoula not responding despite getting a couple of reminders at the 4 furlong pole. So Dazzling Move continues to lead, but the lead is down to 3. Majestic Oops is all in with about 5/16 of a mile to go. Runaway Diva is still 4 lengths down from the both of them, and Regal is picked off Queen of Missoula. Here's the quarter pole in the Delcap, and Dazzling Move continues to show that dazzling speed in front by 3 open lengths. And now Runaway Diva looms up the inside, and closing in is Regal on the far outside. And in a blink of an eye, Runaway Diva comes with a surging run, and here comes Regal, and Regal comes with a powerful punch and hits the front and deep stretch. Runaway Diva with no response, and Regal from the back of the pack has just conquered the Delaware Handicap. Regal has won it. Runaway Diva 2nd. Dazzling Mood drifted out badly. Majestic Oops and Queen of Missoula.
Big come from behind rally by Regal to win the Grade 3 Delaware Handicap. What a huge effort the 4-year-old daughter of Mohaman turned in. She's now a 4-time winner. She's made a bunch of money for Ribble Farms and Front Page Equestrian and trainer D. Whitworth Beckman, who took over the training of this filly. They got this filly through a private sale. one of the digital sales. They bought this filly after her race in the Hilaire DuPont last May at Pimlico. She was 3rd in that race. They bought her, and the first start for the New Connections was at Ellis. She was a big 2nd that day, big 3rd last out against Grade 2 company at Churchill, and she puts it all together to win the Grade 3 Delaware Handicap. Nice ride by jockey Joseph D. Ramos for D. Whitworth Beckman. Regal, a big winner in the Delcap. Now, the Delcap was part of the Breeders' Cup Dirt Dozen. The winner of the Delcap will be awarded a $30,000 credit towards Breeders' Cup expenses such as travel, entry fee into the race. So they get what, $240 for the win plus another $30 for the Breeders' Cup if they choose to go to the Breeders' Cup Distaff. This is an up-and-coming 4-year-old filly. She was third last year in the Delaware Oaks as a 3-year-old for her old connections. So she was a nice filly as a 3-year-old. Looks like she's even better as a 4-year-old in the new barn. So Regal went off at 3-1, paid $8.40 to win the 88th running of the Grade 3 Delaware Handicap. Congratulations to all the winning connections of Regal. Hope to see her a little over a month from now in the Breeders' Cup maybe. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 9 would kick off the late double. We're off the turf in race 9, going a mile and a 16th. Nice first level allowance for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in race 9.
Away and running. Good level start. Speed today from Schrader, Dillon's Ruby, and Santos to Wilson. Those were the first 3 upon exiting the gate, and California Tiger came away a handy 4th. Patrick's Promise gets some pace to chase, and Paraclete's in front of 2, which is Card Trick, who's second last, and Fair-Haired Boy is last of all. They loop around the first turn, and Santos to Wilson crosses in front of the face of the field in the muck and the goo and leads by a length and a half. Schrader's up the inside second, and Dillon's Ruby's that teammate to the outside. California Tiger off the inside, a clear shot at the top 3 as they just passed the 5.5. Patrick's Promise continues to stay situated at the rail. The one who broke through the gate prior to the start was Paraclete, who's in front of 2. Fair-Haired Boy's over 1, and Card Trick still last of all. Down to the 4-furlong pole they go, and Santos to Wilson continues to show the way, but the first move is coming from California Tiger on the far outside. Schrader rides the rail. Dillon's Ruby's in between rivals. Fair-Haired Boy is coming alive but has nowhere to go with 3 furlongs left. It's still Santos to Wilson clinging on by 1. Schrader's trying to bridge that gap, so is Dillon's Ruby. The red sleeves of Fair-Haired Boy is right there under some pent-up power, just needs the out. They turn to the top of the stretch, and Santos to Wilson is trying to last all 4 quarters, but here comes Fair-Haired Boy, and the rail's open for Schrader too, and Fair-Haired Boy has all this sweet momentum, and Fair-Haired Boy now hits the front. Schrader's trying to dig deep and find more. Santos to Wilson has nowhere to give, and Dillon's Ruby no better than 4th. Fair-Haired Boy's gonna get it. Fair-Haired Boy's 14-1 to beat Schrader, Santos to Wilson, and Dillon's Ruby.
Well, I played the pick 5 that started race 5. I gave out a $100 ticket. I was live going into race 9, the 5th leg of that pick 5. I was 5 deep going into race 9. I had the 6 and the 12 for a big payout. Didn't have the 2, Fair-Haired Boy, the 8-year-old son of Cairo Prince, gets his 4th lifetime win. That was the first start for Fair-Haired Boy in the Lupe Preciado barn, who picked up their 2nd win of the day. Looks like the owner is Joseph M. Mbizi of Fair-Haired Boy, a 14-1 winner in race 9. The 8-year-old paid $30 to win. Andy Hernandez was aboard for Lupe Preciado. Big $30 winner. The pick 5 that started in race 5 and ended race 9, that paid $1,395.10. Congratulations if you had that. Let's take a look here at the 10th and final race. It would be the $200,000 Battery Park Stakes for 3-year-olds and upward, going a mile and an 1/8 on the muddy going. Let's see what happens here in the Battery Park.
Away and running, just a touch slow, was Cook Creek. Good speed in the red cap for Awesome Aaron. Tap for speed up the inside is Cook Creek, and Auto Glide is right there too, so the early advantage is Cook Creek with a circuit of the track to go. Awesome Aaron gets a perfect cozy spot in that 2nd place position, and Auto Glide is not far away in the 3rd place spot. The 2 grays are last of all, which is Ghoul's Gold, who saves a lot of ground, and Treble Clef is at the back of the pack. So that's the 5 of them as they pass the 7/8, and it's Cook Creek. Had to work hard to get the lead, but he has it nevertheless and leads by by 1 long length. Awesome Aaron is right there under some good hold under the jockey's hands and is racing in second. And now advancing a couple of spots is Ghoul's Goal without being asked in third. Autoglide is 3 pass off the rail in fourth, and last of all is Treble Clef. So they leave the first turn behind and pass the 5. Cook Creek's the leader. The lead's down to 3/4 of a length. Awesome Aaron under some tight lines, and Reigns is right there in that second place position. There's a gap of 4 back to Ghoul's Goal, who's not responding under Julian's hands in third. Autoglide is off the fence in fourth, and Treble Clef a distant fifth as they turn again. And Cook Creek is trying to steal every single yard, but Awesome Aaron is trying to pounce when it counts in the Battery Park Stakes. A distant third is Ghoul's Gold. On the outside is Autoglide and Treble Clef. They're in program order as they pass the final 1/4 of a mile. And Cook Creek continues the lead. Awesome Aaron continues the chase. And Ghoul's Gold is trying to make a race of it now up the inside as they turn for home. Cook Creek coming back to the face of the field. Awesome Aaron has every chance. Ghoul's Gold is now getting on track but has 4 lengths to raise inside the final furlong. And Cook Creek had a great big burst of speed and couldn't be caught. Cook Creek has taken down the Battery Park Stakes. Awesome Aaron was second, Ghoul's Gold third, Autoglide fourth, Treble Clef fifth as they finish in program order.
Big win for Cook Creek. The 6-year-old son of Uncle Mo wins the Battery Park Stakes for Flying P Stable and trainer Michael Maker. The blinkers went on Cook Creek for the Battery Park, so that was a good move by Michael Maker. Put that horse right into the winner's circle. Cook Creek gives jockey Jamie Rodriguez his second win of the day. The 6-year-old son of Uncle Mo, now a 6-time winner. He's made close to about $600,000 in career earnings. Nice win there by Cook Creek, who went off at 6-1, paid $15.20 to win the Battery Park Stakes. If you hit the late pick 5 that started in race 6, congratulations, that paid well. Late pick 5 paid $3,777.55. That's a nice pick 5 score. All the pick 5s on Sunday paid well. So that's it. We had a huge 10-race day for the 88th edition of Delcap. Congratulations to all the winners. And I want to give a special thank you to a special guest we had here today on Delcap Day, as Bet Rivers was here. And Bet Rivers had former Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle Darwin Walker, who played for the Birds in 2000 to 2006. He was a great player for the Eagles. He's now retired. He's into commercial real estate. I think he owns some Wawas, he told me. He's also a civil engineer, a very, very polite, nice guy. I got to meet him. He was very nice to talk to. So a big special thank you from everybody here at Delaware Park to Darwin Walker for joining us on Delcap Day. We certainly hope he had a fun day, and we certainly hope to see him here at Delaware Park once again sometime. We hope Carol Cedania is doing well. We'll give you an update on her next week. Thanks to all our fans, horsemen, and bettors, and of course, thanks to all the horses for putting on a great show today. The handle was pretty good considering we had 3 big fields that came off the turf, and those races ended up with a lot of scratches, but handle still pretty good on Delcap Day, a few bucks shy of $3 million. Thanks to everybody for joining us. We hope you had a great time, and congratulations to all the winners, and thanks to all the people that made the donations and everything, and we hope you got your free Delaware Handicap hat on the way out. Have a great night, everybody, and congratulations to all you Philadelphia Eagle fans. You had a big win down at Tampa today, so it was a good day, everybody. Good day for everybody at Delaware Park. Have a great night, and we hope to see you next week.